10 Dark Secrets about Stephen Curry. Number 10. Curry was not offered any major scholarships. By the time he was getting close to finishing his high school career, Stephen Curry was still quite short for a basketball player, considering that he was only 6 foot at the time. The widespread wisdom amongst most college coaches was that he was way too small to actually have a successful career as a college basketball athlete. Del Curry had played Virginia Tech, and even his mother had played for the college. Stephen himself, however, didn't get offered more than the chance to be a walk-on player, a fatal decision which Virginia Tech probably regrets to this day, as Stephen Curry has become a dominant player who is able to dominate the game so thoroughly that he is capable of pushing his team to wins against seemingly impossible odds. Perhaps it would have been a good idea if the coaches actually paid more attention to his Toronto days. Number 9. Curry has faced severe injury problems. Stephen Curry's 2011-2012 season had almost become the end of his career as he had to deal with injuries. He'd suffered from a number of ankle sprains in the previous season and had to have surgery to fix the ligaments he'd torn. The surgery was not entirely successful, however, because the same ankle suffered again from a sprain in an exhibition game right before the key 2011 season started. He actually played in the first game of the season, despite his performance having been markedly affected by the issue. Although he seemed to be fine in the next game, he turned his ankle and had to miss the subsequent game. This happened repeatedly, with him eventually only playing 1/3 of the games. Number 8. Stephen Curry is quite a religious individual. He is a faithful Christian and has never shown signs of being shy about religious topics. He explains the rather harsh disappointments in his life, like not receiving an offer from Virginia Tech, as that partly being part of a greater plan. He even prays with the coach and other players before every game. For him personally, basketball is a way of sharing the blessing which God has been given him in the life of his. Number 7. He's trained his brain to quickly process details in the games. Curry explained that training his perceptive abilities, what his trainer Brandon Case calls neurocognitive efficiency, has helped him greatly improve his creativity and give him more control on the court. University of Montreal professor Joycelyn Faubert, an expert in athletes' vision, says that Curry sets himself apart with his astounding ability to extract a huge amount of information solely from his vision. Number 6. In an effort to honor his dad, he wears number 30. It could possibly be described as kind of passing the torch. His number is in honor of the man who brought him to where he is today, as well as the man who quite literally is responsible for his creation. In his MVP acceptance speech, Stephen became very emotional and even teared up when thanking his dad. "To be able to follow in your footsteps means a lot to me," he said. "This is special." Number 5. He's actually began writing his senior thesis about the interesting relationship between basketball players and tattoos. After speaking with a fair amount of other players, Stephen Curry became interested in the relationship between NBA guys and their tattoos after almost all of them admitted that they would not have gotten an amount quite as large if they weren't in the league. They apparently felt like it would diminish their chances of getting a decent job if they didn't play basketball for a living. Interesting stuff, especially since it's feasible that many younger players get tats because their basketball heroes have them. Gonna need Stephen to drop that thesis on us sometime soon. Number 4. He is a self-proclaimed popcorn addict. He has apparently inherited not only the sharpshooting talent from his father, but also something quite different. He may have inherited a massive love for popcorn. Like his father, he apparently loves to eat popcorn so much that he maintains power rankings for all 30 NBA arenas. Stephen has gone as far as rating the variety of popcorn on a scale of 0 to 5, with freshness, saltiness, crunchiness, butter, and presentation being the 5 metrics. The area which he decides to give the highest score is the American Airlines Arena with a score of 24, whereas the worst one was the Staples Arena with a score of 10. Number 3. The reason his deal with Nike was cancelled. Most of the fans don't know that Curry donned Nike shoes early in his career, and it was only 2013 that he stopped that in favor of Under Armour. But not before Nike pitched him the infamous contract. Not only did they misspell his name as Stephon, but they also didn't care enough to customize the PowerPoint presentation for Curry, which was originally meant for Kevin Durant. Even worse, many of the top executives didn't even bother showing up to the meeting. That was the moment that Stephen Curry decided to leave Nike. Number 2. He has abilities so unique that video game developers go through a massive struggle trying to recreate them in games. Because Curry consistently makes shots from long ranges that would normally be considered poor choices, the developer of NBA 2K are trying to figure out how to make an attempt at adapting the game code without ruining the rest of the game, making it an unbalanced Stephen Curry show. Visual Concepts gameplay director Mike Wang said, "He breaks all the rules we have in place in terms of what a good shot and a bad shot would be. He's the only one in the history of the game, maybe, who's taking those kinds of shots." And number 1. His real name isn't actually Stephen. This might be quite the surprise, but contrary to popular belief, his first name is in fact not Stephen, but Wardell. Stephen is his middle name. And there you have it, guys, 10 facts you may not have known about Stephen Curry. If you enjoyed, let us know by leaving a like and a comment on the video, as well as hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all our future videos. See you in the next one.